Hey everybody, it's Chad Warren. It's Thursday, September 10th, almost noon Central Time. How do I feel? Feel kind of just meh. Why am I making this video? Because I'm looking for help with my blog. As you see behind you, it's at Publish OX. Chad the Barbarian is my username there, I guess. So let's see. What do I want help with? Well, let's focus on what my goals are. The turf that I want to operate in is the line between the online life and the offline life. Meaning, I perceive that social media is more of a problem than it is a solution, because it's like birth control for ideas. It's like mental masturbation. Before there was porn everywhere, there was probably a lot less masturbating. Before there was social media, there was probably a lot more journal writing and creative writing, and that energy is stripped from us in a way that stops us from having to make better decisions, both as consumers of media and creators of media. And it promotes an ADD type of addiction to information for the high, but we're not producing as much in the real world. So what kind of real world things have I produced in actuality myself? Well, not nearly enough for me to be excited about, but I will share what I am thankful for. Yesterday, I met a new friend at the park. Okay, so there's a park that I go to because it has a water faucet, and I can fill up 5-gallon buckets with water that I use for my garden, right? And I use it for dishes and washing clothes and the shower in my trailer behind me, because I'm not connected to power or water, but I did buy a generator and an AC recently after a year and a half of not having anything. So off-grid living. But anyway, I just when I went to fill up the water, there was a guy laying there on the there's like a covered pavilion, and he was real close to it. It's like, hey, just letting you know I'm going to be filling up this water here. So, I decided I would not be afraid of whomever, and so we had a conversation, and we really felt we had a lot in common. So, and I'm trying to meet people, whether online or offline, to have activity partners, cooperators. I think cooperation is the solution. You don't want to be all by yourself, and you don't want to be only in a group. Cooperating is the natural way that has been perverted by media and civilization. So, yeah, we exchanged contact info, and we're gonna have coffee or something next time, and we'll go over what things we might have in common. I mean, that's what I'm going to bring to the table as friends. We both agreed we were, looking for friends. And I also have a Telegram group that I'll share the link to. Well, actually, that's more for local cooperators here in the Little Rock, Arkansas metro area, but I'll probably make another one for my online friends. So my goals are cooperation. This Stefan Verstappen, he talks a lot about a mutual aid society and how before Social Security and payroll taxes and health insurance, that people took care of each other through these groups. You might pay a small monthly fee, $20 in today's money, and have access to a doctor that only worked for that group because you had so many members. Let's see. So I'm a person that's both logical and emotionally sensitive. So I feel kind of blocked, because in the morning up until about noon I tend to fiddle with my online work, and it just is very draining to me, because you're working and you don't feel like you're making progress, even if it's just me doing these blog posts. So let's look at PublishOX. I really like this community. They have groups on like Telegram and Facebook, and people, just if you're blogging, and you want to look at other people's blogs, just that level of filtering the audience to focus on the people that are more likely to appreciate what you have to share would likely be other bloggers. So let's look at PublishOX. It's a mainly crypto-centric site, and there's I try to learn about crypto, but it's pretty difficult for me. They have a lot of incentives about airdropping crypto for this something I wanted to look into called banana jobs, and that's connected to Callium. I understand the basic concepts, but it's just too much information. That's just the main problem with the internet in me. It's just too much information. But let's look at kind of what's going on here. So this is showing maybe a couple months or something I've been here. In this basic attention token, which is what the Brave browser uses, it's got 6 cents of that, and 2 cents of that I've made in September so far. Loop Ring, 17 cents. LRC, I don't know anything about these. Ethereum, I know, is one of the biggest one, I think, behind Bitcoin. So we got 15 cents and 6 cents this month. And here's views. So for inspiration, a guy sells everything and moves to the Philippines. 193 views, 10 cents. And okay, so that is like a friend of mine that lives in Reno. I'm gonna walk around, it's so hot. So, I'm trying to combine the old school offline world and the online world. And one way that I've been doing that is that I have a friend, John, in Reno, and I was like, hey, let me talk to you, trying to get a podcast going. He's like, well, I'm busy, I don't really want to fool with that. Now, speak of the devil, that's a synchronicity right there. That's him getting back to me from last night. What we did last night is had a 3-way call with another friend, Chuck, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is the college town, the University of Arkansas. And so that was fun, just a 3-way call. I'm just finding that a lot more valuable than talking to these people from all over the world, like, okay, yeah, here's some pretty woman on Telegram. Why do I just don't really want a long distance girlfriend, a pretend girlfriend. I want a local girlfriend. uh, so, yeah, I mean, I want to be open to being a digital nomad, but, you know. Hey, there really was some crazy business with dropped calls and possible intelligence monitoring of our conversation. Here's what happened. Okay, so John was talking with Chuck, and Chuck said Rachel Mad Cow Maddows, and all of a sudden they told me they heard beep, right? And then then later were together in this three-way call, and John said it, and then beep, it happened again. Hey, look at the cows. How are y'all doing? It's nice today. It's nice today. So, that was pretty obviously. I mean, I really don't like that when you watch these shows and people blame, they're listening in, that's why we dropped the call. But boy, it sure felt like that last night. And then, of course, we just had this synchronicity here where I'm talking to John and then he's coming in. So that's an interesting observation, that the technology is making the synchronicities easier to detect because you've got more people being aware and connected at the same time. Just like in a court, you have to have two witnesses or something for something. Now here we are in this technological age and had three of us together to notice that. So anyway, but yeah, like this inspiration, a guy sells everything and moves to the Philippines. That was where, instead of me looking through Twitter and whatever to find a topic that I found interesting, John sends me links and I watch what he's interested in. And that blog post you should check out is about this guy that's an expatriate who moved to the Philippines. And, he's like kind of nerdy, not trying to be mean, just trying to be, this is why it's interesting. It's like, and the guy was suicidal because he's like 65, living at his mom's house. He used to be this big time salesperson on these cruise ships, selling art. Then he was working at a gift shop selling diamonds on the ship, and he did that for like, 30, 40 years or something crazy. And then, his marriage, he met his wife on the ship, and it was just kind of neutral, not really good or bad. And, if you know somebody that's older and feels like life isn't worth living because of debts and health issues, it's just really interesting that he moved over there, and now there's all this expatriate community, and they help each other make money in addition to their Social Security through their YouTube videos. So, I'm looking to have a community like that helps each other. So, Christianity, that's important to me. It's important to me that Trump supporters who consider themselves to be Christian and conservative are fooled because Trump is a Luciferian Masonic Mason. He's Israel's best friend. So I know that, I was impressed by the RNC, found it very attractive, but it's just the same old thing. Somebody that tells you what you want to hear and actually doing it are two different things. Hey, nice to see you. I'm doing good. I appreciate your help. Thank you, Donna. Anything I could do for you, you let me know.
Okay.
So, amen. uh, yeah, my neighbors are awesome. They've given me more than a few care packages. They're, real deal Christians. So, I grew up with Christianity, and then I dared to think for myself as I was sent to various versions of it, Catholic schools, Christian schools, speaking in tongues, yada yada yada. And then of course that's all Christians do is argue with each other. Of course Christianity is really, supposed to be just Judaism. They just think the Messiah came, so that's all stupid to have Christians and Jews and Muslims all arguing with each other. Anyway, so yeah, Christianity and what are other target market topics? Just kind of seeing myself as this libertarian type that is and also my Briggs-Myers personality type is the debater, which the symbol for that is the Joker. So, I can see both directions. I was born on March 20th, 1976, Pisces Aries cusp. It's in between those two. So, yeah, integrating the division back into the whole, which evidently is kind of the big geopolitical occult thing going on, is that all of these divisions are manufactured by the same elites that have always ruled. Speaking of elites that have always ruled, I hear a lot that 9 families own 98.5% of everything. So why is the left and the right and then so divided? Why do conspiracy people not focus on that? Just getting to know these people. The Sassoon family, if you don't look good, we don't look good. And that they run drugs. So, and I just noticed myself that the more that I study these things, the less I disagree with a lot of them. You know what I mean? I'm not here promoting witchcraft or anything like that, but to not be aware. I mean, that's what all this marketing is like you're going to use a keyword, you know what I mean? So it's like instead of computer coding, you're just language coding, neuro-linguistic programming, you know what I mean? So I think it's better to understand these concepts than it is to fear them. So as you can see, that's kind of my issue is focus. It's like there's so many interesting things, but then how do you actually make an income? How do you make your time online worthwhile? How do you find people to network with on and offline? So let's see. I still need to go check out these meetup groups. That's about the only thing I can think of. And then I contacted somebody at the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church. I have some friends that are members, and he was I watched it online on the Facebook, and I saw there were people there other than the preacher and the assistants, and so I was just curious. I was like, can you go to a service? And then the guy contacted me. So that's a cool example right there where, it's the church that's very traditional, but then it's through Facebook, and he got a hold of me right away. He knew the family that I knew, of course, and he said there's this great Vespers service on Saturday at 6, I believe. And he's like, yeah, if you go to like 3 of those, then we could consider inviting you, you know, because I'm sure they have limited space because of the coronavirus situation. But anyway, yeah, I want to figure out how to meet other Christian people. This is one group that I want to network with. And then I also have a cool network marketing opportunity that I want to share and learn how to share that more. And of course I get all this info from them about help, and I'll put a link up about the product that I'm using. It is about, it's called Ketone Zone, and it puts your body into ketosis within an hour versus a number of hours that it would take for your body to start burning fat instead of sugar, I guess. Carbohydrates, yeah. So I've been enjoying that. I'm going to go to the, I don't know, Kroger, one of those where they have the sit down and it weighs you and does your blood pressure. I'm going to see how I'm at. That's what my gut looks like now. Right there. So yeah, I did a video about how many push-ups I could do, just seeing where I'm at, which was only like 20. So fitness is something. Drinking enough water, I'm interested in that. But yeah, I think I've given you enough info of where I'm at. We'll just kind of look at the Publish OX. Now, I'm looking for people that want to help me promote Publish OX, because you're going to earn crypto from reading other articles, from writing articles, and from sharing articles, either that you write or that somebody else wrote and has an affiliate link. So we'll look at what we've got here. If I can get the phone to move. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you suspicious when you see an old white guy with a pretty Filipina? That's another of those expats. It was the first video John showed me. Thomas Sheridan is a winner. Thomas Sheridan, you know, is like a pagan that I appreciate. And my view is like, you know, I know it's Old Testament versus New Testament, but Vat City is another content creator who's Christian but who's cool, and he does videos on YouTube, VAT_city. And he was talking about the Bible story about, I always forget, is it Joseph? It's not Joseph, Jacob maybe, one of those guys. And he was receiving these calves from his master, and his master was trying to screw him over and say, okay, you get the spotted ones, which are the most rare. And so he said, well, if it's God's will, then he's going to make more of these calves be spotted. But then he didn't just pray, he took sticks and he cut them up to look spotted. And then he put those in the water troughs that the calves were drinking out of. And he was speculating, as I find worthwhile to consider, you know, what if that emotional intent of the prayer and the sticks that were seen by the calves, what if that somehow really does connect, and that is a way that religion and science connect through quantum physics to manifest that reality within the dimension that he was in, that he channeled just by those simple acts. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't really see that it makes sense to separate paganism and Christianity. I think that David Icke's phrase "oppo sames" is important, you know, because what I hear is that Satanists hate it when you tell them that their point of view is derivative of the Bible, talking about Lucifer because the Bible does. And then of course Christians, you know, some of them really want to fear black magic, but then they're soaking in it, you know, they don't even know. So that seems like the weaker, you know, options, to fear the other, and then that fear of the opposite is what charges that it's an interdependence. You know what I mean? Like nobody's totally by themselves, and nobody can speak for everybody. We're interdependent, cooperation. So I think that's good. Just you know, if you blog, help me form some kind of group where I get your info about how to blog, right? And then I have that ketone zone opportunity, and the way that works is that it really is just, I'm looking for somebody that has a need, right? So if you want help with your mental focus, if you want help burning fat, if you want help having a positive attitude, I'm not giving health advice. I'm not saying that this will help you, but there are a lot of people that feel that it does, okay? And I really am looking for people that want to try it out and give me a testimonial. I'm looking, you know, yeah, I tried it and it worked or it didn't work. I want to know that. And if you know other people that would be interested, I want you to get a hold of me, okay? And I found this out about this through the Craigslist locally, and it was marketed as a Christian environmental business. It didn't cost me anything to join, okay? And then, you know, a month or so later, I mean, I'm so broke, you know, like I got the $80 to buy this 20 of these packets of this ketone zone, and I've been enjoying that for the reasons that I listed. And you can try that. I can give you the link, and you can purchase that. And I think if I understand correctly, it is if you don't like it, you can return it and get your money back. So that's free. But yeah, so anyway, that's something that you could do, or maybe you could help me figure out, I need to make ads for my blog. I need to monetize my blog with those ads and with different affiliate opportunities. I could advertise your blog, you know, help me figure that kind of stuff out. You could put my ad on your blog, some kind of a trade type of thing. So I have a real interest in going away from social media and back towards the traditional first wave of the internet, where you had email newsletters, right? Because all these marketers will tell you, you know, it's gold to have somebody's phone number and their email. And, you know, we're all hassled by these telemarketers, right? And scammers. So we know the value that we need to stop being taken advantage of in terms of data and in terms of marketing. And the alternative media and the conspiracy community, they need to start, if you're going to play here, you're going to have to become a marketer. You're going to have to become a data analyst. You're going to have to become a computer coder, at least to the extent of operating your own web page. We're going to have to learn how to use VPNs to keep our data private. We're going to have to learn about cryptocurrency, you know, like if you can't use a GoFundMe or PayPal because somebody is politically against you. You see what I'm saying? And I also value cold hard cash and gray economies, things that can't be tracked, you know, those kind of things. So I'm looking for those people that are ready to level up and seeing that being conservative, getting back to, like Sam Tripoli was saying in his spiritual baby talk, talking to his two infant daughters, Ghost and Ninja, about we need to be producers and not consumers. And these podcasters are the ones that are living that dream. They are making an income. Like I give Isaac Weishaupt of Illuminati and Unpopular Culture $5 a month through Patreon. Those people are the digital nomads. They are the interactors. So I'm looking to join that group. I just want to be more focused on not just talking and looking at cool stuff, but I think that why don't we make it like the way textbooks are? I know textbooks are all Rockefeller mind control, but don't they have it where you learn about something in a chapter, and then at the end of the chapter you're given options for ways to explore that topic in the real world? Shouldn't any communication online have that as a basic necessary component? Taking action? What's the point of learning about, like I read an article off of Gab today, and it was about how average people are interested in fungus, learning about it, and they're contributing to science. And that's also within the trend of gardening, right? We'll end this over here, looking at my garden. And, you're not just growing food for yourself, but you're caring as a steward for the land. And that's the whole thing about, in my opinion, Christianity needs to take more of a stand in the environmental world, because it says God and nature's God, like certainly Mother Nature is not evil Luciferian. But I could figure out, make that a research goal to find fungus where I live and learn about it. It was raining more a few days ago, so I was seeing more examples of mushrooms for me to show you. But anyway, so please help me out and help me help you. Thank you very much.